Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smell test.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah, there we go. I said,
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. I know you were expecting the Brothers Hack the Matrix, but apparently Miss Kim wore out Highlander today. He got a hold of me after our football show earlier today and said he just wasn't going to make it, man. He was worn out. She had a to-do list for him today. Apparently, I think they redid her office or something. Whole lot of new tech, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's just me and you, and we're gonna hang at the club tonight, guys. I got a few things we can talk about. You know, I'm always, we gather like 40 articles from the week, you know, so we'll have something to talk about, no doubt. But we're not gonna do the fast and furious thing like me and Danny usually do. You know how this one goes. We have a couple of cocktails and enjoy ourselves and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's and it's a chat-driven chill stream. So, that's the way we're going to do it. And let's see who's here in the chat to give me ideas of what to talk about. First of all, first one in tonight is Snortapoopus. What's going on, man? He says, hey, humans and other critters. It's good to see you, man. Keely Chow is here, as usual. Hey, everybody. Yeah, man. Did you see the short I put together? I specifically made the thumbnail for it just for you, because I'm not a Bama fan, man, but I put the Bama cheerleaders on there for you. But it's good to see you, man. Let's see. And he says, yes, he did see it. Very, very good. Very good. Very good. All right. I'm glad to hear that. Who else is here? Let's see. We got Anima Confusa checking in. Hey, she says, popping in to say hi and hit the like button like John wants to hit the bad guys in his games. But I am not missing it. I hear you. I understand. It's good to see you, Anima. Isn't this the night you and Gary get together and watch movies and stuff? You're probably watching Pacific Rim for tomorrow morning. By the way, if you want to see Anima, you can see her in the morning at 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning. We're going to be doing Pacific Rim on Military Monster Day. Instead of Monday, it's Monster Day because it's Halloween, don't you know? Gary's like me. He likes to celebrate Halloween all month long, man. Yeah, you'll see Anima on that show tomorrow morning. It's good to see you in the chat, young lady. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Who else we got in here? See, the bad thing about using Talk Studio is you have to keep scrolling back up to the top of it. Let's see. Oh, well, check it out. It's one of the longest running fans of the channel, and he's checking in. And no, his name is not Fuck Headquarters 2005. I know he keeps telling me what that stands for. It's a football club or something. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you what his name is.
There are some who call me Tim.
That's right. Tim is in the house. He is hanging out. Let's see what he's got to say here. He's saying hi to Snortapoopus. Dinner time shortly. Yeah, he's what has he got there? Fish, French fries, and beer. I don't know about that combination, man. That could be pretty explosive, if you know what I'm saying. That's pretty wild combination you got there, brother. Let's see who else is here. Keely Chow can't control himself as usual already. He's saying hello, dancing nurses. We got to find him a 12-step program. Really do. I'm tired, Tim. He says had a family thing all day and then date night. I need to go to bed. Go to bed, Anima. Don't let me keep you up. We're just gonna drink and have a good time. You can watch it on a replay or something. Let's see who else is here. That looks like everybody. Fish and chips and beer. Or ale. Okay. Hey, man, you go. Whatever you think. Whatever's going to rock your boat, man, you go. Well, I had a steak earlier, so I'm good to go. It is time to get the black label out. And it is time to get the military police shot glass. Okay, it's got the crossed pistols on it. That's right. This is not Tuesday. This is not Monday. This is not the video game show. I'm using my shot glass tonight. I have a little Jack Daniels to start the evening before we get started. Cheers, boys and girls. Hope you're doing well. We got another work week starting in the morning, so don't be up too late. All right. Woof. And got to wash it down with a little bit of virus of unknown origin. Okay. Tim, maybe you're confused. This is the straight shot glass right here. Okay. Cross flintlocks of the military police corps. See. Okay. This is the one that looks gay. This is the New Orleans one. Okay, that's for Monday nights. Okay, that's the It's Ma'am shot glass. Let's get that straight. Okay? Bye-bye, liver. Nah, I don't drink that much, man. When I do drink, you guys see me. It's when I'm doing my video game show on Mondays. You know, I just figured that was a fun way to do it. You know, have a few cocktails and mess up a video game, that kind of thing. You know, and I'm actually thinking about playing a video game tonight, because every Halloween I try and get in some Beyond Two Souls, my favorite creepy game, if you can call it that. And of course, I don't play many horror games though. You know what I mean? I don't play those. Do you guys play horror games? I'm not into them. What's it? Wuhan brand beer. Oh, nice. That's nice. That's nice. I get what you're saying there. The Corona beer. Yeah, the Corona. I don't always drink alcohol, but if I do, I would be drinking a lot because of the Titans today. My brother, you had to see that coming. Let me tell you something. And by the way, the title does have NFL news. We'll go ahead and bring that up real quick. We'll talk about that real fast, glaze over it, because the afternoon games are not going well for people. But you had to know that Mike Vrabel was going to go back into Tennessee and hand them their ass on a platter, because they basically ran him. That organization tried to blackball him. And thank God for the New England Patriots. He got another coaching gig, and he's going to do well with it. Let me tell you. Yeah, the Titans, they took it on the chin today at the hands of the New England Patriots. Let's see what else we got going here. We've got the afternoon games. The Dallas game's been over for a little bit. Okay, it's sitting at... Let's see. And you know what? I need to get some music going, don't I, guys? I'm by myself. I keep forgetting when I do this at the club thing, I've got to get some music going. 22-44. This thing's been out of hand for a while. Jaden Daniels got hurt. Mariota came right in and threw a pick six. I mean, it's going bad. It's going bad. Real Das Wolfen, he says, hello all. Good to see you, man. His team bounced back today. Got a victory. It's not going well for Knox Broncos, but they have the ball. They have a chance. They're on the New York 18. They're going in. Let's hope they can pull it off for him, because that guy's been complaining all day. Indianapolis is busting up the Chargers, but the Chargers are rallying here late, but they're not going to be able to do it, I don't think. They have to score twice, and Indianapolis has the ball. So I think that one's pretty much over. This one, shocking to me. Shocking. The Packers have got to score to get this into overtime. Jacoby Brissett coming off the bench, playing well. If Mr. Murray, Kyler Murray, doesn't watch it, he's going to lose his job. And like I said, this one's been out of reach for a while for the Washington Commanders. So that's what's going on. If I get any finals, I will let you guys know. But this is not an NFL show. I just wanted to go ahead and, keep you guys in the loop. Keep you guys in the loop so you know what your teams are doing and everything. Let's see. Keely Chow says, the Cowboys beating the Redskins never gets old. How about them Cowboys? Yeah, hey, man. Dude, they're doing it today. That offense with CeeDee Lamb and number 3. What the hell's his name? He got him from Pittsburgh. Pickens. Oh, my God. They're just lighting them up, dude. And Dak Prescott, look, if they had a winning schedule, he would be challenging Baker Mayfield for the MVP right now. He would. He's playing out of his mind. Tim says, I sent you 2 memes. Very good. We will check them out. Keely Chow says, fuck Dean Spanos. A la Gary Beekler. Nerdrotic. Yeah, he's always saying that because he's a diehard Chargers fan. And Redskins, not Commanders. I call them the Commandos, man. Snorter-poopers. I call them the Commandos. I think they need to go back to being called the Redskins. Myself. I really do. I think they should. The politically correct train has left the station. A lot of these statues are being put back up. Yeah, I think they are primed to bring back the Redskins moniker. I know there's an Indian organization would love them to do it, man. They're pressing them to do it. It's ridiculous, man. They should have never changed the name of that team. Let's see. Yeah, Snorter Pooper says, sadly, that train has sadly sailed. You mean that ship has sadly sailed, or that train has sadly left the station? I believe is what you're kind of mixing metaphors there, bro. But anyway, okay. So let's check in on what my man Tim wanted me to look at. Of course, this thing is going to send me straight to Meta. I can almost guarantee it. Yeah, I hate the interface Meta has. I really do. Let's see. Block. Sent me 2 photos. The first of which, hell, I could run the beginning of the show off of Tim. Tim and I communicate a lot on the outside of the show. Let's see. Just gonna lift my cheek and squeeze out a silent one. My ass. Oh my God, Tim, what are you doing, man? My God, he's got. See, I've got to vet his stuff, man. I got to vet his stuff. Let's see. Yeah, let's give him a clap. Sure, why not? That's a good one. And then we've got. Oh, we went back. Let's go back forward. Where are you? There he is. He's got a bunch of stuff in here, guys. We could do a whole show just on the thread that he sent, the stuff he sends me. Let's see what we got here. What? God, I hate this interface. Why can I not blow this up? See, look at that. It screws it up. Okay. I couldn't perform because I was drunk. Ah! And then it's got a picture of Ace. Ace, look, that guy was a true rock and roller. Okay? That's just all there is to it. True rock and roller. Mr. Ace Frehley. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started with that one. We'll go ahead and pull that down real quick, and I'll find the article that I have on it. Yeah, Mr. Ace Frehley sadly left us this week. And I got to say, let's see. I've got it in. I know you sent me one, Tim, but I kind of try and use the ones that I've got already compiled because I know what the graphics look like and everything. I think I put it in this one. Did I? Let's see. Well, we got a couple of guys that passed away. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Let me go scrolling on up. I should find it. Is that it? No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to find this article. I swear to you. Yeah, there's the Variety article. Okay, good deal. Here we go. Ace Frehley, Kiss lead guitarist and solo artist, dies at 74 years old. Paul Daniel Ace Frehley, co-founder and lead guitarist of the legendary rock band Kiss, and a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, has died following injuries suffered during a fall last month. According to a statement from his family, he was 74. Frehley's family wrote in the statement, "We are completely devastated and heartbroken. In his last moments, we were fortunate enough to have been able to surround him with loving, caring, peaceful words, thoughts, prayers, and intentions as he left this earth. We cherish all of his finest memories, his laughter, and celebrate his strengths and kindness that he bestowed upon us. The magnitude of his passing is of epic proportions and beyond comprehension. Reflecting on all of his incredible life achievements, Ace's memory will continue to live on forever." Look, Highlander, I got to tell you guys, if he'd have been on the show tonight, if we'd have done the show, his final word tonight would have been about Ace Frehley, because I don't know if you guys know this about Ace, but the whole reason why Danny collects guitars and picked up a guitar to begin with was Ace Frehley. My brother's attitude when he was young was, if it isn't Kiss, it's crap. That's what he thought about music. He loved. He was a devout member of the Kiss Army. He loved them. He thought they were just fantastic, and I dug them. I thought they were great. They were a great rock and roll band. But yeah, Ace Frehley, you know, he wasn't, you know, the greatest guitarist in the world, but he really, you know, he really inspired a lot of people. He really did with his play. He was the heart and soul of that original lineup. There's no doubt about it. Let me tell you something. When they made that, okay, you remember they made the disco album, right? With "I Was Made for Loving You." If you guys don't know that song, if you're younger, if you've seen The Fall Guy, it's the song playing at the beginning of that movie. And I about flipped out when I heard it when I was watching the movie for the first time, because that's one of their greatest songs. "I Was Made for Loving You," and it's on their disco album. You know, yes, Kiss is rock and roll, no doubt, but they played several genres of music. Peter Criss's "Beth" is one of their best ballads ever written, and it's got orchestra pieces in it and stuff. You know, they weren't a one-trick pony. They could do just about anything. And Ace, after they did the disco album, they actually made solo albums. John, check that out for me. Did they make the solo albums first, or was it Dynasty that they did first? The disco album. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the timeline there, but they were pretty close together. The solo albums were all made over a year, I think, and I think Dynasty was before that, though. I think the disco album was before that. Let's see. John says the bassist for Limp Bizkit died too. Really? Wow. Oh. Let's see. We don't talk about the disco album. Yes, we do, man. "I Was Made for Loving You" is one of the best songs they ever did, bro. You kidding me? It's fucking awesome. "I was made for loving you, baby. Oh, you were made for loving me, and I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me?" I can actually sing that, but I'm not going to do it. My mom's in the next room, and I don't want to disturb her. Let's see. Dynasty was after the solo albums. Okay. All right, Tim. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So the solo albums were first. Gene made a solo album. Which one of them did "When You Wish Upon a Star" on it? Was it Paul Stanley? I think he did that one on his solo album. You know, the Jiminy Cricket song from Pinocchio? Yeah, he did that. Was it Gene Simmons that did that one? Okay. All right. Got you. But there's no doubt the highest selling hit, well, actually the only hit out of any of their solo albums, was "New York Groove" by Ace Frehley. It was a huge song, and they played it all the time during their concerts too. As a matter of fact, let me get you the link for that video I just had up a second ago. Let me see. I think that should be in my history. Should be pretty easy to pick up because I grabbed it thinking it was an article link. Yeah. Let me go ahead and grab this link and throw it to you guys. Highly recommend this video. This is Kiss performing New York Groove at the Brooklyn Bridge. That's what this one is right here. So check that one out, man, when you see the link in your chat. Definitely want to check that out sometime, man. It's pretty cool. Because these guys are all from New York. And so, yeah, they love playing that song, man. I don't know. There was... here, I tell you what. Let me show you some of... I think I've got it on here. Let me find the... The guy was a trip, dude. He was really a trip. I think I've got an interview he did with, I can't remember this guy's name, Tom Snyder, I think. Yeah. And I'll give you guys the link to this too. But we'll watch some of it real quick. Hang on a second. Copy. I can't remember what show this was on, but... pretty damn cool, really. Let's see. Let me pull this back a little bit. I know there's a part where he and Ace are talking here, and it's pretty damn funny. He starts laughing and shit. Let's see. I watched most of this the other day. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is right here. Hang on. All right. I think I got it. Okay, so let me go ahead and share this with you guys real quick. Share screen. And we'll share this one right here so that we can have sound. And we'll go full screen with it. Let me check on the chat real quick before we start this up. This is an interview done with Tom Snyder. It was on NBC years ago. Real quick, let's see. Tim says that song was Gene Simmons' personal favorite song. Really? New York Groove? I would not be shocked at all. Okay, Kiss with or without makeup. Look, they were both good, man. You can't tell me Vinnie Vincent wasn't a really good guitarist too. Okay, you can't tell me that. Rip, sadly, he never fully recovered from his drug addiction. Yeah, well, you know, Clay, everybody's got problems, man. They do. But you know what? I don't hold that against people. I mean, I work with addicted folks, and they're good people, man. They got a weakness that they have to look. They have to take their medication. I say this a million times. Look, if you are a person with a drug problem, if you're a person with a drug problem or any kind of addiction, you have got to treat it like an illness, and you've got to take your medicine. What's your medicine? Your medicine is going to meetings of your 12-step program, getting a sponsor in that 12-step program, and working your steps. And going to meetings, getting a sponsor, and working your steps. That's your medicine. You have to do it. And if you don't do it, you'll end up in a bad way. Let's see. Tim says, When You Wish Upon a Star was Gene's personal favorite song. Yeah, hey, that's kick-ass. I can believe that out of him. You watch him during this interview. He's a pretty cool dude. Okay, let's go ahead and check out some of Ace right here on the Tom Snyder Show. Let's check this out real quick.
This guy. That is true. Boots like this is, it's not your regular $398 Tarmacan special.
That's right. Those are $798 at
Hardee's.
Tell me about your outfits. I mean, did you design your own outfits, all of you? And tell me what each outfit means. And I'll start with you, Ace.
Well, that means a cucumber.
I think this outfit is self-explanatory. I mean, this is part of a kind of a V shape. This is my utility belt, and we don't want to go any below than my waist area because that's reserved for concert payers.
I understand that. And after it's all over, they say, this is what we paid for.
And that's why they always feel short.
I stole this from Flash Gordon, and, I have my cape here.
But you're kind of like a spaceman, huh?
No, actually, I'm a plumber. On the side.
Well, listen, I got a little piece of pipe backstage I'd like to have you work on.
Tell me about it. Oh, you love it, but I like that.
Yeah, he did walk right into that one. Oh my God. But yeah, the guy loved. You could tell right there that guy loved life, man. He did. Let me get this stuff out of here. I can't hide on screen. Hide on screen. There we go. I've got two things back here. That's one thing that messes me up is if I've got more than one thing. But yeah, man, he definitely loved life, and it's a shame that he's gone. 74 is pretty long life, but we've seen people. I've got a mother in the other room that's 81. She's still trucking. And Clint Eastwood, we keep losing our heroes, but Clint Eastwood continues to march on at 95 years old. Wow. Still trying to make movies too. I think Juror Number 2 is probably going to be his last movie. Oh, we got the kickbots in the house. Let me take care of the kickbot real quick. Yikes, man. What is with these guys? They can't just, watch a show. They have to come in and mess things up. Oh my God. They got one of them telling you where you can get some chat bots. Then we got the other one that's just a chat bot. Just crazy, man. Just crazy. How you doing out there on the different platforms tonight? I hope you're doing well. I didn't put this one on. I didn't put this one on the big green play button tonight because I got in here late. I was watching the games. I knew we weren't going to be doing the Brothers Hack the Matrix tonight, so I just decided to relax and hang out with Foxy for the afternoon watching some football, you know. Let's see. When William Shatner goes, it's going to be a really sad day. Yes, it is. And you know what's amazing about Shatner is, my gosh, man, he's got so many more fans than just Star Trek. You know, I was a fan of his because of Star Trek, because of Captain Kirk, right? But a lot of people watched him in T.J. Hooker, you know. And but boy, Boston Legal. If you've never watched that show, man, how long was that show on the air? Boston Legal. William Shatner and James Spader, man. I mean, just funny as all get out. It was a dramedy, is what I'd call it. Let's see. Legal. Boston Legal. That's it. Yeah, man. William Shatner, James Spader, and Candice Bergen was on. I don't think she was on at the beginning of it, though. I don't think she started at the beginning of it. It looks like it was on for 4 years at least. And, dude, you talk about a funny damn show. Denny Crane is one of the greatest fucking characters of all time on nighttime television. I don't care what anybody says. Denny Crane is awesome. Look at these guys in drag. The talks they had on that balcony over whiskey, man. That just awesome. Awesome stuff. That was a great show. If you've never seen Boston Legal, it was great. Boston Legal is a spin-off of a long-running David E. Kelly series, The Practice, following the exploits of former Practice character Alan Shore, James Spader, at the legal firm of Crane, Poole, and Schmidt. Denny Crane, man. One of the greatest characters of all time. He played not one, but two of the most iconic characters in television history. Captain Kirk and Denny Crane. My favorite episode of that show is when Denny Crane had to do pro bono work. If you haven't seen that one, watch that one. You will be rolling because he was doing everything he could to get out of it. I mean, he was messing up in court and all kinds of shit. It was ridiculous. He was trying to get his client to fire him and shit. It was funny. Let's see. Guar says, kiss, hold my beer. Oh, Guar. Who is Guar? I don't know who Guar is. I'm not trashing him, just saying it's sad. Yeah, I know that, E-Clay. I know you're not trashing him. I know that. Absolutely. And it's sad. You know, I work with these people, like I said, and I feel bad for them that they feel like they have to have something that much in their life to be able to cope. You know what I mean? Whether it be gambling or drugs or alcohol or whatever it may be. I mean, there's cases of porn addiction. You know, it's ridiculous. It's sad to think that people have to. They think they need that as a crutch to get through a day. I mean, it's just, it breaks my heart, man. And I work with these folks. You know, I'm sure you guys have heard me say I'm married to an addict. She's a compulsive gambler, and she has to take her medicine. And look, the medicine, like I said, is working that 12-step program, getting the sponsor, you know, working with the sponsor and working the steps. That is the medicine. That's what you've got to do. I saw what happened when my wife stopped working her steps and going to meetings and talking to a sponsor. It was not good. And she didn't gamble again, but she sure swallowed a bottle of pills trying to cash it in. You know what I'm saying? The addicted mind is look, she calls people like me earth people. You know, I don't have an addiction to anything. You know, I enjoy my life, man. I enjoy doing my artwork. I enjoy things. This right here is just to kick back and relax. That's what I do this stuff for. You know, it's not to well, of course, it's to alter my mood. Of course it is, but it's, you know, it's the kind of thing you do just to relax. I've said this several times about these addictive things. If you control them, it's entertainment, whether it be, you know, a drug, alcohol, gambling. It's entertainment. Most folks can go take $20 on a boat and gamble the $20 and walk away. The addicted mind cannot. The addicted mind hits the ATM until they finish their bank account. And then they go find another way to get money. I mean, it's sad. It really is. Let's see. We got a final, do we? Let's see. Oh, we got a final on the Cowboys. They won 44-22. Is that one over? Okay, they're probably finishing up now. We're getting close to 7 o'clock. Let's see. He says rats. Yeah, he wanted to see the Washington Commanders win. Porn addiction is no joke, Keely Chow says. Look, I'm just joking when I say that, man. If you really do have a porn addiction, I hope you're getting help for it. Martin Acosta is here. What's going on, man? It's good to see you. He says, hello, my excellent friends. And he says, hello, Joe. Because he wants me to talk like Droopy Doe. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to him. Keely Chow says, when we watch Wes Moody's clean Star Trek porn parodies, it's for fun. That's right. Damn it. Yes. Let's see. All right. What are you saying yes to? Do you have an addiction? Because if you do, you need help with it, man. Get some help. But yeah, I don't want to turn this into a symposium on that. But anyway, what else do you guys want to talk about? What's going on? I'm gonna check my articles here, see what else we have in here. Of course, we know Trump got the living hostages out. I don't know if all the bodies are back though. But hey, they're doing good things over there. At least the shelling stopped. Gaza doesn't look like it looks like a parking lot right now, and maybe they'll get to. He says no. Good. I'm glad to hear that, man. Glad to hear that. Tim says, if Martin becomes dean of the school, would he be Dean Martin? No, he'd be Dean Santana, I think. Santana's your last name, right, bro? Pretty sure. But Dean Martin is awesome. That's just great. But anyway, what else is going on in the world? You know what? I'll tell you what, since we haven't had a chance to talk about it on the show, I do want to tell you my thoughts on Peacemaker. Dean Acosta. There you go. See? Yeah, Dean Acosta. All right. Where'd the Santana come from? I saw his name once as Martin Acosta Santana. What's the Santana part? What is that about? Peacemaker, boys and girls. Let's talk a little Peacemaker, shall we? Let's see. So glad I checked out for the last couple of episodes. I really am. It's a shame because the first season of this show was good. I have to admit, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I really thought it was good. The second season of the show, I should have known it was going to go off the rails because we had just had this big victory, right? Over the, what did they call the bad guys in the first season? The aliens, was it it wasn't Fireflies. I'm getting that confused with Last of Us. I don't remember what they were called. Butterflies, right? There was the butterflies, right? And I got to tell you, that was a good show. But at the end of it, you know, he's carrying Hardcourt, you know, and everything, and they're all one big happy family. And let's see, Martin said, what is going on here? They just had this huge victory, you know. What's the big, what's going to be their next big foe? Well, they didn't have one. James Gunn, who, let's face it, he's done some good stuff. I enjoy his stuff. Especially the Guardians of the Galaxy. You can't tell me those aren't good movies. That they are good movies. The worst one, the second one, is actually pretty good too. But he's sniffing his own farts now, folks. I'm sorry. He just is. He's got all the play toys. He's the puppeteer. He's got all the strings now, and he's going to do whatever the hell he wants. And what he wants to do is have orgies, cocaine-fueled orgies, and run his universe through an R-rated, run his comic book universe through an R-rated property. Let me say that again. Comic book universe through an R-rated property. That right there is already going in the wrong direction. Okay? He said you got to watch Peacemaker because it sets up everything. Well, guess what? The kids that buy comic books aren't going to be able to watch your show. Let's see. Bethany 112 is here. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's see. Martin says, well, if you fuck with Amanda Waller, she's going to fuck up your life big time. Besides, the whole thing with Rick Flag Jr. eventually was going to come back. Yeah, I understand that, but they needed some kind of bad guy to fight in this one, I think. Okay, you did a good job in the first season. Where's the bad guy for this season? Peacemaker has been heroic now, finally. He's got this heroic moment. He wants to continue to be heroic, right? And that theme went into this season, but in a fucked up way. He like I said, he says we're going to tie it into an R-rated property. And so half of the people that you're going to want to go see Superman and Supergirl and whatever the hell else he's doing aren't going to be able to see what's going on. They're going to be clueless if you try and tie it in with this, right? The other thing is this. He's opened the fucking Pandora's box of the multiverse already. He just started this. Superman was well, actually, Creature Commandos was the first thing, but Superman was the first movie of this thing, of this new DCU, you know, and the multiverse is already involved. Oh, you're killing me. You're doubling down on the mistakes of Marvel, you know. When the multiverse is involved, there's no consequences, boys and girls. None. Because they can just say, oh, okay, that Peacemaker's dead, but guess what? We got another Peacemaker. It's stupid. Pineapple equals orgy pizza and DC show or movie. God almighty. Let's see. Martin says, yeah, I agree. The abuses, the adult... he abuses the adult themes. Yeah, it's stupid, man. It's dumb. Movie tie-ins of any kind are always a bad idea disguised as a good one. Look, I think the show that did best with the movie tie-ins, was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. When you saw things from a movie, they were incorporated into that television show. They had no effect on the movie universe. It was more like an advertisement for that movie inside the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It didn't mess up the continuity of it at all. Nothing. Didn't affect anything. Right? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was its own thing. And like when they had, what's her name? The warrior woman that ran around with Thor. The one that actually was secretly in love with him, but, you know, never really acted on it. I can't remember her name. I always have a block on her name. What? Okay. Let's see. The Lady Sif. There you go, Martin. Thank you very much. When she showed up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it didn't affect the storyline at all. You know what I mean? She was just helping them out. It wasn't like, something that happened on the show was going to affect Thor's universe. It didn't work that way. That's what I loved about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, I went kind of off the rails there near the end of it. Hang on, let me pull that up real quick. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I did enjoy that show. The Foxy one and I watched it religiously. We really did. Up until, I think they kind of started going off the rails with the Inhumans thing. Really, to tell you the truth. It was a nice run. Looks like 7 years it was on the air. Does it say how many seasons? I guess it'd probably say down here lower. But what is that girl's name? She's a babe. Yeah, Chloe Bennett. Wow, did she change when she had her teeth fixed, huh? Good Lord. Wow. That girl was gorgeous. Daisy. They had some good characters on this show. They really did. And I got to tell you, man, I enjoyed it. This character right here in particular, Brett Dalton, the Hydra guy, he was cool as shit. Dug him. Of course, Clark Gregg's always awesome. Ming-Na Wen as the Cavalry, if she was nicknamed on the show, Melinda May. Yeah, it was a good show. But when they lost me was when they went to that alternate reality where the Earth got blown up. The Earth was just a chunk in space, and they were having, it was basically the same thing they alluded to in Thor Ragnarok. It was the arena shit, superpowered guys fighting each other and shit, which I can't remember what that storyline is called in the comic books. I know it's Contest of Champions. The game was the Contest of Champions. I like that season, Real Dos Wolfen says. Hey, to each their own. I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it at all. I just... they kind of lost me. I didn't understand that it was an alternate reality. I didn't know that. World War Hulk? Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. They stole from that to do Ragnarok, no doubt. And I guess that would be part of it too. But let me tell you, man, it was good. And another thing that kind of messed me up was the Ghost Rider stuff. I know the Ghost Rider is an entity that takes over somebody and that kind of thing. But I liked the first Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage, and I wanted to see, a guy on a motorcycle, not a guy in a car. So anyway, but I would say that this is worth a watch because it's outside the Marvel Universe. You don't have to know everything about the Marvel Universe to watch that show. You don't have to know everything about it to watch that one. I don't think, anyway. But yeah, what did you guys think of Peacemaker? I didn't even finish the second season. And then when I found out what was going on with the alternate universe, I was like, you know what? That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. That's the only way that his dad and brother would be rich is if, the Yahtzees had won World War II and all this stuff in that reality and whatever. I'm so over the multiverse, man. I really am. I still haven't finished watching that second Spider-Verse movie. The first one was cool. I thought that one was neat, but the second one, man, I started watching it. I've never finished it, and I have no intention to finish it. I really, and it's got a cliffhanger ending to it. I heard it leaves it wide open for a third one. Das Wolfen says, I watched the first episode of the second season and said, what the fuck? I didn't watch any more. Really? Oh, yeah. You talking about Peacemaker. Ah, yeah. Yeah. I know you're not talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because the season I'm talking about with the Earth being a chunk, it's been destroyed basically. that was like, what, season 5 or 6 of that show? Might have been the last season of it. I don't know. But yeah, I did dig Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I did dig it. They did a good job with that show, I thought. It wasn't boring. It wasn't a bunch of filler like a lot of these, like, oh my God. The worst ones with just having filler are the Star Wars shows. They're the worst. Oh, God. They drive me nuts with all the filler they got in them, you know, without anything happening at all, you know. Just blows. Yikes. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, what else you want to yak about, guys? Let's take a look, since we've got IMBD open. Now, we're going to be doing, don't forget, Wednesday, we're going to be doing the last of our Halloween shows. It's going to be, I think I've got it in here, don't I? Don't I have the thumbnail for that in here? Maybe I don't. Maybe that's something I need to add on. Let's see. I think I have it saved already. Hang on. I don't. Okay, hang on. I've got to make this announcement the right way. Don't you know? I got to show you the graphic I made for it. I thought I had that in here. No. I was about to hit the wrong button and delete it. That wouldn't be cool. Wednesday, you know, we celebrate October, Halloween, all October, right? And this week we wrap up our. We've been focusing on different things. The first week of October, we focused on kaijus, like Pacific Rim, like we're going to do tomorrow on Military Monday, right? Let's see. There it is. Okay. This one is going to be what we're doing Wednesday. We're going to do the slashers. We did the second show we did was all about the classic monsters, you know, the Universal monsters and science fiction. And this week we're doing the slashers, man, and the final girls in the slasher movies. So you guys get ready for that. But it's October. It's horror month, you know. Been talking a lot about that on the show. But the last show of the month, we're going to get you ready for November. We could go ahead and take a look at what's going on this weekend. I know Black Phone opened up Thursday. I don't know. Did we see the numbers yet? Let's take a look at the numbers real quick. See how it did. I know they got projections. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. Open that up. And that should give me what I need. All right, let's see. Where are you? Okay. And boop. And let's click on over to this weekend. Oh, it was even worse than last weekend, huh? Hang on, let me go back there and see that total for a second. Yeah, it's even worse than last weekend. Good Lord. That's horrible. 17th through the 19th looks like it's going to be a $60 million weekend. The weekend before was 72. Black Phone looks like it's going to lead the way with 26.5 million this weekend. Tron Ares is going to drop to double digits. It's staying in double digits, excuse me, at 11.1. But wow, that's a bad thing for Disney, and they're in 4,000 theaters. Wow, unreal. Good Fortune is going to make 6.2. That looks like it could be a funny movie. That's got Keanu Reeves. I instantly thought of Michael with John Travolta when I saw the ads for Good Fortune with Keanu Reeves as an angel. One battle after another is clinging onto the bottom rung with 4 million, and Roofman, just nobody's interested in Channing Tatum unless he's taking his clothes off, I think. The girls will go see him, I guess. But yeah, only 3.7 million for him in the second week. Yeah, nobody's going to the movies right now. They're waiting for the holiday season, you know, pretty much. But Black Phone, my boss's daughter is addicted to Black Phone. She loves the first one, and I think they had tickets for the Thursday night show, the first showing, Thursday night. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that's number one this weekend. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, from the way Ron was talking, I thought Denver lost, but they won by a point. What? Yeah, he's never going to be satisfied. Let's check in on the NFL real quick. Let's see. Martin says, the difference is Michael knew what it was doing. Really? Okay. I enjoyed Michael, by the way. That one, I always talk about that one in this vein. Look, every time John Travolta dances in a movie, it's a hit. Every time he dances in a movie. Think about it. And every time he dances in a movie, his career gets rejuvenated too. Okay? You had Saturday Night Fever, Grease, okay? Michael, and Pulp Fiction. I rest my case. Every time he dances in a movie, it's a hit. Every time. Let's see. Let's check out what's going on in the NFL real fast, so we can get done with that subject. Let's see. We got kickoff coming up with Atlanta and San Francisco. Dallas, that was over a while ago. Green Bay pulled it out against Arizona. They pulled it out. They won 27-23. Of course, that one was never in doubt either. Indianapolis and the Chargers. And check it out. Denver pulls it off. Holy shit, they must have scored a lot of points at the end of that game. Good Lord. Wow. That's crazy. That is absolutely nuts, man. That's in 4 quarters. Wait a minute. You're telling me that Denver scored 33 points in the 4th quarter? What the fuck? What is that? 33 points in the 4th quarter? Good Lord. That's scary. Where was it the rest of the game? That is nuts. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah, so let's see. Martin says, okay. Yeah, I read that one already. Oh, I loved Michael. Martin says, it's the cookie smell, you know? Yeah, no doubt, right? That's why all the girls like him. That's for sure. They all smell him as different kinds of sweets. As for John Travolta, as John Travolta goes, correlation does not imply causation. Okay, I've had too many drinks to even understand what you just said there. But check it out yourself. His biggest hits, he dances in them. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's all I'm trying to tell you. He danced in Pulp Fiction. He danced in Michael. He danced in Grease. And he danced in Saturday Night Fever. Now, he's made 1 or 2 like Staying Alive and Perfect, where he danced, and it was bad, if you understand what I'm saying. But, yeah, I don't know. Are you a John Travolta fan, guys? Let's take a look at him real quick. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. And my favorite question I always ask people, and I have a few friends in here in the chat that will understand this question, but I always ask this about John Travolta in a certain movie. And it's a movie he made with... known for... Hang on a second. Here you go. Check it out. Known for. 3 of those 4 movies he dances in. That they've got under known for. Pulp Fiction, Saturday Night Fever, Grease. They don't have Michael up here, but they got Get Shorty, which is good. Get Shorty is a funny movie. But I always like to ask this question. I'm trying to remember what year that movie came out. Let's scroll back a ways. Not too far, though. You got Wild Hogs, blah, 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 The Punisher. There it is. I have a question for you guys about his character in this movie. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? You guys tell me. Those of you that have seen Swordfish, I want you to answer the eternal question. Is he a good guy or a bad guy in this movie? You tell me, boys and girls. Swordfish, one of my favorite movies ever made. Frickin', I think this is the Wachowski brothers, I think. No, I guess not. Maybe they produced it. A covert counter-terrorist unit called Black Cell, led by Gabriel Shear, wants the money to help finance their war against international terrorism, but it's all locked away. Gabriel brings in convicted hacker Stanley Jobson to help him. This movie kicks ass. If you've never seen this flick, it is really, really good. And I just would like to know. You guys tell me in the chat, is he a good guy or a bad guy in this movie? Of course, it's got him, Hugh Jackman, who I dig, Don Cheadle, Halle Berry, who at the time was just, she was my screen crush at the time. Oh my God. Gorgeous. Sam Shepard's in it. Vinnie Jones. I mean, I do like this girl too. I just can't pronounce her name worth a shit. Drea D'Amato. Yeah. Look, this has a great cast in it, man. Guys that have gone on and done some really good stuff, you know. And it's a great movie about an anti-terrorism unit. But my gosh, the way he does it, he believes in the scorched earth policy. You know what I mean, guys? He does. Let's see. Let's see what they're saying in the chat. Okay. Martin says, I'm a fan too. Yeah. Travolta also danced in Battlefield Earth. Did he? Oh my God. That's 3 bad movies he danced in. Oh, see, I may have to rethink my stuff. Except for The General's Daughter. That movie butchered one of my favorite books. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, see, I was never a fan of The General's Daughter. It looked too formulaic to me. Really, it did. It was too formula. And by the way, we're entering the second hour of Chilling at the Club. So, boys and girls, if you've got a cocktail, you want to, get in bed early tonight because, Monday's coming. Let's go ahead and have a nightcap together and enjoy our time together here on Chilling at the Club. Cheers, boys and girls. Oh, you can see the cross pistols with the liquor in it, can't you? Yeah, you can. I wish that would fucking... I wish it would focus in on it. I guess it won't. No matter what I do, it's not going to focus in on it. But it says Military Police Corps, and it's got the cross pistols. Anyway, cheers, boys and girls. All right, let's continue our conversation with the chat here. I don't remember him dancing in BE. What is BE? Help me out there. I don't get the reference. Don't know. Let's see. He was a bad guy, Martin says. He was a bad guy? Really? He was a patriot. Would you agree he was a patriot? He says he was a bad guy. Das Wolfen says, at the end, the 3 characters are dancing to techno. And what movie are we talking about there? BE. Battlefield Earth? Is that what we're talking about? Okay. If you believe the end justifies the means, you are a bad guy. Okay, I got you. Yeah. See, I was thinking he was a good guy, but he was going too extreme with it. That's what I was thinking. You just like it because of Halle Berry's tits. No, not her tits. That's not where she looks the hottest. No, boys and girls. Hang on, I'll show you where she looks the hottest in that movie. And she's clothed, not fully clothed, but she's clothed. Hang on, let's see. It's when she actually gets caught with the wire on. That is the shot right there. You know, when she's tanning and she drops that thing and you see her boobs. Yeah, boobs are boobs. That's what they look like. Okay? No, sir. Holly Berry swordfish. Every time I did, yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, we've got some of the regular pictures, right? We got that one. That's right beforehand, right? That's right beforehand, right there. That's right before she drops the book, right? But the one I'm talking about is, yeah, we don't need to see all that. No. Okay, let's get that out of frame. Come on, where is it? How can you? There it is, right there. There it is, right there. That is the one right there. That picture is gorgeous. That was my wallpaper on my phone for a good 2 years. I'm telling you, man. Woo! A woman was fine back then. Yikes. Let's see. I like swordfish. The whole computing aspect was hilariously wrong, though. Yeah, I would imagine you IT guys, you computer guys that can build a computer, know way more than I do about it. That part of the story I know nothing about, and it seemed kind of stupid to me. But you know what? A character like, correct me if I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a character like Ben Affleck's character in The Accountant, I could see a character like that being able to mess with a computer like that, maybe. Am I wrong? You know. But let's see. Let's see. Real Wade is here. Hey, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. He said, man, I want Star Wars Dark Forces remastered. So bad, it's on my restream. Okay. Dark Forces remastered. I don't even know what that is. Let me go see what that is. We're talking Dark Forces remastered. Star Wars Dark Forces remastered. Dark Forces remastered. No. I'm not going to say remastered. I'm just going to say Star Wars Dark Forces. Yes. Okay. Boom. Maybe put game on the end of it. Yeah, game. Let's see. Images. It's from the PlayStation days. We're talking Star Wars Dark Forces. Looks like a first-person shooter from what I'm seeing here. Here's a gameplay screen. Hang on. Go back. Yeah, there's a gameplay screen, and yeah, it looks like it's a first-person shooter. That automatically turns me off right there. I'm sure, but then again, I can't judge it from it being a first-person shooter, because I do have to admit, I played the shit out of GoldenEye, and it's a first-person shooter. I did. The game that turned me off of first-person shooters was Halo. And it was simply the one-on-one type thing, you know. I just liked the way it looks whenever you can see 360 around your character and see some threats behind you, that kind of thing. Oh, and he utters the letters that we must respond to every time we see them. Yes, we must. We must. We must. If we can find them. Let's see, where is it? There it is.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
That's right. He said, let's fucking go. All right, man. Let's see. Broncos beat the Giants. Real Wade says, yeah, we know. We already did the football stuff. Did the storms damage your house? No. We got a good soaking, though. We've been needing it because we're under drought conditions here in northern Louisiana. So this is what he was talking about. Dark Forces. Well, I mean, you know, talk to him about getting it set up, man. You know what I mean? I keep hitting the wrong switch. You know, talk to him about trying to get it set up. You never know. You might be able to. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my God. Yeah. Hello, nurse. He's talking about our girl over here. Hang on. Let me put her back on the screen because she is so gorgeous. And he can't control himself. He's feeding the ducks. I meant stream wish list. Oh, okay. Cool. Star Wars game. Oh, okay. Yeah, not going to do that. Not going to do it. Real Wade says, real hacking is boring. That doesn't look good in Hollywood films. Yeah, I mean, the way they did it in that movie, that makes it look really exciting. But yeah, I would imagine hacking a computer is boring as fuck. It's all, getting into the code and doing all that shit, I guess. I wouldn't even fucking know. It's like GoldenEye or Doom. Yeah, I know. I know, man. I just don't play first-person shooters. I just don't do that. But, so, Martin thinks he was a bad guy. Okay, what do the rest of you think? Was John Travolta a good guy or a bad guy in Swordfish? And no, I don't like this movie only because of Halle Berry's tits. No, that is not the only reason. I dig this movie because of the overall message of the movie. And the overall message to me was, you can be you can have good intentions, or how do I put it? The best way to say it is the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? Yeah, this guy was smelling his own farts and working on his own stuff, all covert and everything. And when he shot that senator, I was like, yeah, he's gone too far. This guy is going too far, But, I mean, you look at it through today's window, and the Israelis, after October 7th, guess what? They'd had enough. They went scorched earth, right? They created a whole lot of martyrs. I can tell you that. They definitely did that. Let's see. Real Wade says he was a bad guy doing bad things for a good reason. I think he was a good guy that had, well, no, good guy is the wrong term. He was a patriot. He was a patriot. There's no doubt about that. He believed in the United States. He believed in freedom. He believed in all that shit. But he was going way over the bend to protect it. He was. His whole thing was, let's make it so, and basically this is the ideal Israel has now. Let's make it so bad to attack one of us that nobody will ever want to do it in a million years. Just saying. That's the playbook they're going by these days. Do I think what Hamas did to them was right? Hell no. I don't think it was right. But I think they could have been a whole lot more surgical about how they did things trying to get their people back. They could have been a lot more surgical about it. And that's the way I feel about it. I mean, I feel that way, but then again, I don't know that much about the Israelis and how they operate militarily. I really don't. I know we are the best military on the planet, and I say that with confidence because I was in it for a long time. 6 years worth, 3 years Guard, 3 years regular Army. When I first joined and they told us that our military was outgunned 10-1 by the Russians. When it came to tanks alone, they had 10 tanks for every one of ours. And I was like, man, dude, I hope we don't ever go to war with these guys, man. They outnumber us, man. It's ridiculous. But then I learned a little bit more when I was at Fort Hood. And anybody that's driven a tank has been on Fort Hood at some point, driving that tank, to learn some things. And I'll tell you this story, guys. Comic Relief Crusader is here, and he says, dudes! You know, Comic Relief Crusader, you can have an entire conversation with the word dude. You know that, right? Dude. Dude! Dude! I mean, just the inflection alone will tell you what's going on. But I worried about that, you know? But then I was driving. I was a military policeman, young kid. I mean, fresh out of basic, 18 years old, on Fort Hood. Driving, dude! Driving from the main fort to North Fort Hood. Now, anybody that's been on Fort Hood knows that North Fort Hood is the original fort. Okay? And it's all housing now. All the people that live on base housing live in North Fort Hood. Okay? Now, it's about a 20-minute drive in a car at about 45 miles an hour. I don't think an armored post or a military post has a speed limit above 45, I don't think. Most of them are 25 everywhere you go. But they had two main roads that went to North Fort Hood. And on the, I want to say it was the east side of the road that I was driving on, there was a tank trail that ran right by the road. I mean, if a tank was on it, you might have been, I'd say, 30 yards from that tank when it was driving on that tank trail. And the tank trails were always elevated above the road, okay? So you could see these things if they were next to you. But it wasn't right on the road. But the berm was built up a little bit, okay? And I'm sitting there driving at 45 miles an hour. And which one? I think it's the M1. Let me look this up. I don't want to use the wrong nomenclature. I think it's the M1. Look this up. Yeah, the M1 Abrams. That's it. That's it exactly. Main battle tank of the U.S. military. Okay, so let's get this open so you guys can see it. I'm sitting there. Yeah, that's it. That is the one. Now I'm 18 years old, and I've heard that we're outnumbered 10-1 by the Russians, right? And I'm sitting there driving on dude, he says, dude. I'm driving on Fort Hood. I'm driving to North Fort Hood. And one of these comes screaming past me, kicking up dust. Okay? And I'm going 45 miles an hour. I'm going the speed limit. I speed everywhere I go, but when I was on duty, I never sped. I stayed at the speed limit. That way I could tell if somebody was speeding, right? So I'm driving there, and one of these things comes kicking up dust past me, and when it gets about at my 2 o'clock position, where I can see it pretty well in my peripheral, I'm sitting there kind of looking at it. I'm watching the road, but I'm kind of looking at it. It's kicked up a lot of dust, and when it gets at about my 2 o'clock position, its turret was turned downrange, away from me, right? And it went whoom and shot off around, and it kicked onto the set of treads closest to me. It rocked that way and then just kept screaming on past me. They had to be doing, I know the top speed of that tank is 55 miles an hour. They had to be doing at least 50 because, like I said, I knew my speed. I was going 45 miles an hour. And it went past me, kicked off around, and blew the shit out of an APC downrange. For those of you who don't know what an APC is, it's an armored personnel carrier. That's what they use for targets. Anyway, I saw that, and I questioned some of my tanker buddies when I got back to the dorms, and I was like, dude, those things can can hit accurately driving that fast? I said, how fast can the Russian tanks do it at? And they looked at me and said, no, man, you don't understand. They have to stop the fire accurately. I said, what? I was like, wow. Okay, I'm not worried anymore. One of our tanks would take out 10 of theirs easily because it would just crank it up to 55 miles an hour and run circles around them and blow the shit out of them. I mean, yeah, we've got, look, the best equipped, best trained military on the planet, man. We do. And I just wish those guys would have gone more surgical with what they were doing. That's all I'm saying. And if they have the same capabilities we do, and I would think they do, they didn't have to pulverize that place the way they did. They didn't have to do that. They could have gotten their elite forces to go after these people. They could have. But hey, they'd had enough. It was their 9/11, guys. It was their 9/11, and they did what we did. They went after the people that did it to us, you know? That's for sure. Das Wolfen says it's kickoff time. That's great, man. I'm going to go for 2 hours like I always do. But you let me know what's going on with the game, man. Keep me in your thoughts. It's the game he's talking about, guys, is the Atlanta Falcons versus forgot who's playing them. Hang on. Oh, yeah, the San Francisco 49ers. See, look, guys, and I don't know if Das Wolfen remembers this, but when we did our kickoff episode, we always make our predictions for the season, right? After a third of the season is done, I may be wrong about my AFC pick. I may be wrong about that team. I picked the Buffalo Bills to go to the Super Bowl. I may be wrong. Indianapolis is looking like the team of destiny right now. They are kicking ass and taking names. That's just all there is to it. But Buffalo could easily be back on track in no time flat. We all know that the whole league loves Buffalo, and you know, as much as they like to say that John's team gets all the calls, watch a Buffalo game sometime and tell me that they don't get calls. They most definitely do. But I also predicted that they would lose in the Super Bowl to the San Francisco 49ers. And I said that the San Francisco 49ers would do it from the wild card spot. I do believe that the Rams are going to win that division. But I think the Niners are going to come from the wild card spot and take everybody out because they're the best coached team in the NFL. If they beat the Atlanta Falcons tonight, who are a good football team, they're going to be revved up to try and do well on the national spotlight because they don't get in it very often. Atlanta does not get in it very often. And they're going to be revved up to try and do something tonight. They've got one of the best running backs in the league, but so does the San Francisco 49ers. We were talking about this morning. Who would have thought that Christian McCaffrey would be the guy to survive the injury bug with the 49ers, right? He's the one guy, and Kittle's back tonight. Mac Jones is going to have Kittle to throw to tonight. So let's see what happens tonight in San Francisco. The Falcons could really make a name for themselves if they go in here and win tonight. And it's been an upset weekend. We've seen a lot of upsets. It hasn't been upset Sunday. I got all of the early games right, by the way, guys. I got all of them right. Let me take a look at the evening games. Let me see how I did in the evening games. Didn't get the Dallas game. Didn't get that one. Come on. Did get Green Bay. Got that one. Did get Indianapolis. Got that one. And did get Denver. Got that one. So, I've only missed one game other than the, Thursday nighter between the Bengals and, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, but yeah, that's going to be a fun game. John, let me know what's going on in that one. Let's see, who is this? This is, it says John02 with a bunch of numbers. Good to see you. How you doing, man? Good to see you. We're just hanging out at the club, having a cocktail, you know. Matter of fact, I think I'm fixing to order one. Let me get with my waitress real quick. See if she's busy right now. Let's see if she can hook me up. You know what I'm saying? It's all about who you know at the club. That's really what it's all about. Let's see. There she is. Hell, she might have the show on just to see what I'm talking about. It is in. Let's see what happens. John says not a lot. Falcons didn't do much and punted. San Francisco has the ball now. Look, Mac Jones, a lot of people don't know this, man. When he got drafted, that was the guy that Shanahan wanted. And the Patriots beat him to the punch. And Mr. Irrelevant, the guy he's backing up right now, was drafted in that draft. The guy he really wanted was Mac Jones. Let's see. Johnny says, have you watched every Super Bowl halftime show? If so, which one do you like and hate? Okay. Interesting subject. Let's take a look at that real quick. Super Bowl halftimes. I can tell you the one that I dug probably the most. Well, the one I remember most. I can tell you that. That was Michael Jackson's. I'll never forget his halftime show. I'll never forget it. That guy had the kind of power that nobody has ever had. And Das Wolfen mentions another great one. Prince. Hands down, he says. Yeah, I loved Prince too. I loved Mike, though. Mike, if you remember, they raised Mike up out of the stage, and that place went berserk for freaking, what, a minute and a half? And then he moved one hand, and they went berserk for another minute straight, before he even started the show. I can tell you who I like the most recently, though. And that would be, oh, God, see, you catch me when I'm drinking. Swear to God, Super Bowl halftime shows. Ranked. There we go. Here we go. Ranked. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Rolling Stone. Do we trust them? Do we trust Rolling Stone? 14 best halftime shows. Yeah, that's a good start. Billboard. Okay. Billboard. Okay. Billboard I can respect because they believe in the numbers, right? Okay. Let's take a look at this, guys. But me personally, I'll never forget Mike's. Never forget Prince. I'm with Das Wolfen on Prince. But the guy that's been doing it recently that I really, really like, my gosh, I know the kid's name. Hopefully he's on this list. Hang on. Let's see. 14 best halftime shows. Bruno Mars. That's who I'm trying to think of. Bruno Mars has been the best of the last decade, I would say. Bruno Mars has put on the best show. Let's see. Keely Chow says the Golden State Warriors are the Bay Area's basketball team, but the 49ers are the Oklahoma Thunder of the NFL. Just ask a Seahawks fan. Yes, I would agree with that. All right, say hi to everybody. Hang on. Foxy is here, and if I hit the right button, you can see her. There she is.
Hey, everybody.
By the way, she's in NFL hell right now because
Yes, she is.
she colored her hair for her beloved Miami Dolphins, and they're probably going to fire their coach on Monday after they got destroyed by Cleveland. Love you, baby. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. My waitress has brought me my beer here at the club. I appreciate it. I'll give you a tip later. Yeah. I can't believe she just asked me. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Yeah, Bruno Mars, I'm enjoying a lot. I really do. 2026 Bad Bunny. Okay. I can't judge Bad Bunny until I see him. Okay. I can tell you this. Bad Bunny's done well with the WWE shows he's done. I can tell you that. I have enjoyed his shows doing that. Absolutely. But as far as his halftime shows, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, let's take a look at this from Billboard. Break out the beer and wings and watch as we count down the most spectacular Super Bowl halftime performances ever. And I got a picture of Beyonce. Beyonce did well. I think Bruno Mars actually showed up at hers. If I remember correctly, he did. He's been in a few of them, but he did one exclusively himself one year. John says, what act has done the most halftime shows in total? I'll have to look that up. I really don't know. I don't know. But let's go. 14. Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars. Yeah, see, I knew he was there. Yeah, I dig Bruno Mars, guys. I enjoy his music. Look, let me tell you something. When it comes to popular music, if you sing about adult fooling around in a way that's really cool, I'm going to dig your music. I just am, okay? Locked Out of Heaven's one of my favorite things I've ever heard, and it's for that reason, okay? Another one is I'm a big Rob Thomas fan because of Smooth. Love that fucking song. Love that one. Love Ricky Martin because of Livin' La Vida Loca. I mean, there's certain songs, man, that I just get into, man. I love them. I'm not just a... See, you got Das Wolfen, who's a rock and roller, and some guys are country fans. I'm very eclectic when it comes to music. I am the son of a DJ, and he loved rock and roll. Don't get me wrong. My dad loves rock and roll, every way, shape, or form. But he never goes too extreme with it. He's never been really a big heavy metal guy. He's been more a pop rock and roll kind of guy. He's a son of the 50s, you know, so he's always been into Elvis and the Beatles and shit like that. Popular music. Let's see. Keely Chow says, he irrelevant to me because his music doesn't play that much on WE Up. I don't know what that is. I have no clue. Bad Bunny is irrelevant, Keely Chow says, to me because... Okay. Bad Bunny is what you're saying. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, he typed the same thing and he didn't... yeah. He's clarifying that he means Bad Bunny. John says, up with people with headlining 3 Super Bowl halftime shows. Up with people? Really? Wow. That's amazing, man. Very cool. Okay. This was a good one. It was good. I like Beyonce. I think she's cool. I really do. Coldplay, nah. They're good for destroying marriages, huh? They're good for that. Let's see. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. I will always remember that one. I remember when it happened, and I jumped down the rabbit hole and friggin' yeah. Look, Johnny 2 says worst. Look, I'm not a fan of the guy. I'm a fan of Janet. Now I'm a fan of Janet, but what they did, I mean, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that on national television, man. What are you doing? And you can't tell me that wasn't planned because she had a nipple ring on, guys. She had a nipple ring on. Sorry, that was planned. They were planning on doing that. Katy Perry, don't even remember this one. What year was this? 2015? And I watch them all. I don't remember this one. Let's see who was playing in that Super Bowl. Do they even tell you? Let's see. During the Pepsi Super Bowl, Phoenix. They don't tell you who was in the game, though. Don't know. But I don't even remember that one. Let's see. Who's next? Number 11, Rihanna. This may be the worst one. And they're saying it's the best. One of the best. No. I don't need to see. And look, this is coming from... I'm not bullshitting, guys. I am a Rihanna fan. As a matter of fact, if I ever get to put the Privateer story on the big screen. You guys haven't seen this part of the story yet. You don't see it until the 3rd issue. And it's in a flashback. The way the Royal Fox meets the Privateer is in a strip club. Yes, Keely Chow, you heard me say it. She is stripping in a strip club. Okay? She's working for the United Planets organization, something the privateer knows nothing about at the time. All he knows is he's trying to catch bin Laden. That's all he knows. Okay? And if my comic book makes it and the story is good enough to where Hollywood says, yes, we want to put this on the screen and not fuck it up, because I'm going to have a say in whether or not it gets put on the screen or not, and in what form. That's just the way it is. Riches are one thing, but this particular story is going to stay mine whether they like it or not. Anyway, the song she's going to be dancing to is Only Girl in the World by that chick right there. Yeah, I am a fan of this chick. I like her music. I like dance music. I've been a dancer from the word go. I love dancing. My mom was a dancer. My dad was a dancer. I love dancing. And when I was a single kid, early in my bartending days, I would be rail dancing in front of everybody with no shirt on and nothing but a members only jacket, man. I mean, I used to do shit like that. Yeah. I was one of those crazy maniacs. Yeah. And yeah, I got a lot of girls. Yes, I did. I had a lot of fun. But Rihanna, I'm a fan of, but this sucked. I did not need to see her running around pregnant on stage. I really didn't. This was horrible. I couldn't stand it. John Das Wolfen says, for me, Prince, The Who, The Stones, MJ, and the 90s rap with Dre, Snoop, and Eminem. Now, that was fucking good. I'll agree with you on that one. The Stones, they were old. The Who, I liked U2 on 9/11 better than I did the oldies that you're mentioning there, except for Prince. Prince was better. Out of that list you've got there, I would say Prince and the Dr. Dre, Snoop, and Eminem one I dug a lot. Loved those. Let's see. Johnny 2 says, do you know the CFL, Canadian Football League? Of course I do. We used to have a Canadian Football League team down here. Right here, across the river from me in Shreveport, called the Shreveport Pirates. They were only in existence for a couple of years. But yes, I know the CFL. I don't know everything about them, but the guy whose jersey I'm wearing, number 1 for Seattle, was, back in the day, Warren Moon. It was the last team he played for in the NFL. And he had a big career in the CFL. As a matter of fact, if you took the yards that he threw for in the CFL, and the CFL is professional football, ladies and gentlemen, if you took those yards, added them to his NFL yards, he would have more passing yards than anybody in NFL or in professional football history. Ever. Okay? Ever. The guy was phenomenal. Okay, number 10, Paul McCartney. I can't get into it. Too old. And not that I'm not a fan. I loved him when I was young. One of the coolest album arts you'll ever see is the inside. It's a fold-open 2-album set of Wings Over America. It's a live set of their music. And that piece of artwork, let me pull this up for you real quick, guys. I mean, this is amazing. It really is. When you saw it when you first bought that album, it looks like a picture, and it's art. Let me see. Wings Over America. America. Art. I think that's all I have to put in, and I should find it. Did I spell America wrong? No. Okay. Images. And of course, it's, of course, Paul McCartney. Let's go ahead and put, it's nothing but eagle pictures, guys. Okay. There it is right there. That's half of it anyway. Where's the whole thing? Oh, shit. Okay, it's in pieces, but we got it here. I wish it was unfolded into one piece of artwork. Okay, here we go. The first half of the picture, if you're reading it from left to right, was this picture here. Okay. Hang on. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Okay. Let me see if I can go to history and do it. No, doesn't look like I can do it that way. That's weird. There we go. Boom. Okay. So, yeah. That's when I typed in Paul McCartney. Okay, hang on. Okay, so here we go. The first half of the picture is right here. And this is, you folded it open, and when you were looking at it from left to right, you know, this was the left album. Look at that right there. Does that not look like a picture to you? But if you zoom into it, it is definitely a piece of artwork. Wish I could, here we go. It's definitely a piece of artwork, as you can see. Okay, but when you see it from far away, that looks like a fucking photograph, man. It is awesome. Let's see. The other half of it would be right here. It's him and Linda. Ah, God blast it. I hate it when I do that. Okay, I'm going to go back this time, not close it. Download. There we go. Look at that shit. It looks like a fucking picture, but when you zoom into it, that is a piece of artwork that somebody painted, guys. You can really tell with the drummer back there. Okay? But look how good that is. And this was back in the 70s, guys. Linda was a gorgeous woman, by the way. Oof. Linda McCartney was gorgeous. But anyway, okay. But and I just show you that to let you know that I'm not a hater of Paul McCartney at all. I love Paul McCartney. I really do. He got a little commercialized. They all did at a certain point. They all did. But yeah, McCartney, nah. The Stones, yeah. Look, they're going to put on a great show. If you like the Stones, and I like the Stones, I do. I call Mick Jagger the electrified chicken. That's what I call him. But yeah, they put on a hell of a show. Look, Keith Richards is going to outlive all of us. They're going to nuke the whole place. We're all going to be gone. Him and the cockroaches are going to be partying together. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Let's see. Number 8, Michael Jackson. They don't even have a picture of it. There we go. Yeah, he just did this. That's all he did for a good 2 minutes. I'm telling you. And that place was going fucking berserk. It was going nuts. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's a shame. This is another guy that drugs took from us way too early. It's a damn shame. Let's see. John 2 says, Kiss performed at the pregame show for Super Bowl 33 in 99. I don't remember that. I mean, the pregame stuff I don't remember either. I really don't. But it's hard to forget these halftime shows. It really is. Let's see. Who else we got here? Number 7 is Lady Gaga. Yeah. Okay, let's skip. Madonna. Yeah. Springsteen and the E Street Band. Yeah. I mean, the Boss. I dig his music. He's okay. But I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I like Bon Jovi better than I do Springsteen. If you tell me which Jersey rocker I want to listen to, I'd rather listen to Bon Jovi. I really would. But I got to tell you, I'm interested to see this guy's the movie about him because I know the lore. My dad told me the lore about this a long time ago. This guy was supposed to be the next Elvis. They were going to set him up with a recording contract and everything, the promotions, everything. They were going to make him the next Elvis. And he said no. He turned it down and wanted to do what he wanted to do. And from what I've seen from the trailers, it looks like they're going to touch on that very thing. I respect the man because he did what he wanted to do. He wanted to make his own music his own way. And if you guys have heard me talk about music, you know my heroes in music are like Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, Fleetwood Mac, Linda Ronstadt. These were all people that didn't conform to what people thought they should be doing. And I could list a whole lot more different people, but they're all people that I love. And the reason why is because they did what they wanted to do. And it produced some of the greatest music you'll ever hear. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, they need to fire Jay-Z and put me in charge of the halftime show. No doubt. No doubt. Beyonce, that was a good one in 2013. That was a good one. And I'm telling you, I loved when Bruno Mars showed up. I thought that was great. Still 0-0 with about 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Well, that's good. That means they're filling each other out. We'll see what happens. Dr. Dre and Friends. There it is. That's the one you were talking about, buddy. And Beyonce's there, too. Yeah. That's Mary J. Blige. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect you, young lady. That's Mary J. Blige. Snoop Dogg. And Eminem. And Dr. Dre. Yeah, that's great stuff right there. Good call, Das Wolfen. Good call. Number 2, U2. See, I'll never forget that one because when he opened up his jacket, it had the American flag on the inside. And they had all the names of everybody that died during the 9/11 attacks. You guys remember this Super Bowl? It was the first one. It was when the Patriots dynasty was born. And it was one of the biggest upsets in Super Bowl history. The Rams were supposed to be coronated that day as one of the greatest teams ever. They had won the Super Bowl 2 years before, right? In 99, they'd beaten the Titans. They were supposed to come in there and kill the upstart Patriots with this young kid nobody'd heard of, Tom Brady. And if you watch the end of that game, it's one of the only times I ever heard John Madden, and it was the last game he called, by the way. That was the last. I'm pretty sure it was the last game he called, and it was the last Super Bowl that he called. If you remember that final drive, whenever they came out in a spread formation, he was saying that they need to sit on it and play for overtime because the score was tied. The Rams had battled back in the fourth quarter and had tied the game, and he said they should be sitting on it, and they came out and spread it out 4 wide, and he goes, I don't know about this. And about halfway through that drive, he said, well, maybe I was wrong about this. And whenever Vinatieri kicked the field goal, they let it chill for a second there. And then the next thing he said was, what Tom Brady just did gives me goosebumps. It really does. And it's a Super Bowl I'll never forget. I'll never forget the halftime show because I'm a big U2 fan. Now that does not mean I believe in the guy's politics, okay? I'm Irish. They're from Ireland. I love Sunday Bloody Sunday. I love that song. It's one of the greatest fucking songs I've ever heard. My mother's maiden name is McBriarty. I'm an Irish guy, and I dig him, but I don't agree with Bono on everything he says. Don't read it that way. But this was one of the best halftime shows ever to me. And there you go. Das Wolfen wins the lottery with Prince. There you go. Yeah, that was a great show. And he was the artist at that time, right? That was his symbol, right? If you remember. He wasn't Prince anymore. He was the artist, formerly known as Prince. Yes. And that dude right there, I kick myself in the ass to this day every time I hear this guy's name mentioned because I remember he was going to come through here the year before he died at our local arena that's right over the railroad tracks from my neighborhood. And I told my wife, we'll see him next time. We got too much going on. We'll see him next time. And it wasn't the next time, man. He was dead the next year. It's fucking shame, man. Fucking shame. We lost a great, great, great musical mind. I don't know if you know this about Prince, but by the time he was 20 years old, he had enough music written to publish an album every year for the rest of his life. if you live to be 80. I mean, the guy was a musical genius. He was awesome. I love this dude. Yeah. So good call, Das Wolfen. You called a couple of the first ones, and I think I agreed with you on 2 of them. Yeah, and they're right here in the top 3. Yep. But the one that I dig the most, check it, it's number 2. And Mike is in here too. Mike is in here too. But Bruno Mars did one not too long ago by himself, and he had a few guests in there, and it was really good too. Okay, guys, we've gone for 2 hours. We've met a new friend tonight that actually set up what we were going to talk about here all the way through the end of the show. Johnny, it's good to meet you. I'm going to call you Johnny because I don't really know what your tag is there, brother. But thank you for being here. It's good to meet you. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Das Wolfen, you got any more word for us on the game? Sounds like the first quarter is coming to an end. I want to go ahead and promote my stuff real quick to you boys and girls. Let's start with joesatmosphere.com. I'm going to take you on a little tour of that real quick. And I need to do some work on this. I really do. Because it's coming up to that time of the year when people are going to want portraits and all that good stuff. And right here, you got joesatmosphere.com. That's right, joesatmosphere.com, just like my name on all the social medias and stuff. You're going to see this little video about the privateer right at the top. Let's see, Falcons hit a field goal, 3-0, second quarter. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. The next thing you're going to see is underneath YouTube creator, art, games, reviews, and live talk. You got to support the channel button. That'll take you over to my Subscribe Star channel, where you have 2 different pay options. You got one for $1 where you get to see the written word. That's where you get to read all the plots for the comic books. I'm working on a comic book called The Privateer, so you can check that out. And if you unlock the $5 level, the Pirate Patriot, you can see all the artwork from behind the scenes of The Privateer. Okay, so that's over on my Subscribe Star page. It's got announcements for the channel and all this good stuff. But everything unlocks in different ways. If you unlock the $1 level, like I said, you can see the plots of the comic books and the origin story of the Privateer, the origin story of the Royal Fox. All the origin stories are there of the characters in the book. And you've got the $5 level, where you get to see all the artwork I'm working on the comic book. So go over there if you want to support this channel on my Subscribe Star page. And then, of course, the other button you got is Atmosphere Comics on Kindle. Go over there and you can check out the teaser edition, the 0 edition of The Privateer, where you can, it's just the first 5 pages inked of the comic book. No words, none of that stuff. It's just black and white inked. I wanted to put it up for free, but those nasty capitalists over there at Amazon want server money, so you gotta buy it for $1, and you can check it out over there on Amazon Kindle, and that link is there too. You can check out me out, and everything has to do with my artwork and stuff. I do portraits, as you see here. That's my Pierce Brosnan. That's me and Foxy when we were younger. Das Wolfen can tell you that I'm pretty good at what I do. He's got one hanging up in his house right now that I did for him and his lovely wife for a wedding present. But anyway, if you want to check that out, it's got my streaming schedule, the startings of a merchandise booth. But if you click on commissions, you will be taken straight down here to my email address. If you want a commission done, I'll be glad to do it for you. I just want to warn you, you need to get those emails to me before the, I would say the 1st of December. Because if I mail anything past the 7th of December, you're not going to have time to friggin' matte and frame it. Okay, so it's going to take you at least 2 weeks to get it matte and framed. I can tell you right now, depending on who you get it from. If you do it yourself, yeah, well, that's fine. But if you have somebody else do it, you need at least 2 weeks. So I would say get them in before December 1st. So that is me promoting my artwork and my website. Let's see. Martin says, gotta go. My planet needs me. I hear you, brother. You take care of yourself, man. It's good to see you. And then, of course, want to let you know what's going on with the rest of the channel. You know, you are watching, let's see, where is it? I know I brought the thing. There it is. Chillin' at the Club. Number 12. This is the show that comes on when my partner, my brother, Highlander, cannot do The Brothers Hack the Matrix. The Brothers Hack the Matrix is a show that comes on every week at 6 p.m. Central Time. That's where you get to find out everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2025 through today's headlines. The Brothers Hack the Matrix every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Central Time. But when he can't make it, we go ahead and chill at the club. We just hang out and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I want to thank you again, John, for the input tonight. Very cool. My usual cast of characters, they're always got input for me, but I appreciate your input. Thank you very much. Next up, you want to come see me on Military Monday over on Pop Culture Minefields channel, where Gary, Anima, and Martin, who just took off, and Pope get together, and we talk about military movies, and like we said earlier in the show, it's going to be Pacific Rim. We're going to be talking about that on Military Monster Day. It's usually Monday. At 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. If you're a fan of this movie, please come check it out. It's a discussion. We're not watching the movie. We'll have a slideshow going, and we're going to talk about the great things about the flick. You guys come check it out as a bunch of vets get together with Martin and Anima and talk about military movies. And then, of course, at 4 p.m. Central Time, It's Only Talking Roll comes your way usually. But tomorrow, it'll be at a special time, 3:30 p.m. Central Time, as Brian plays Baldur's Gate, and I give him as much shit as possible for running way too many mods playing Baldur's Gate. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm always jealous watching him play this game because he's got all the characters with him. I could only carry 4 people in my party when I played this game. Anyway, he's going to play some Baldur's Gate tomorrow on That 70s Rock Fans channel at 3:30 p.m. Central Time, and I'll be there giving him as much hell as possible. And then, of course, at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, you guys can come on over to Papa Joe Gamer After Dark on my channel, as I have some cocktails and fail at some video games as I continue my assault on Mass Effect 3. It'll be part 5 of my first time playthrough of Mass Effect 3. We have played through Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and now we're in the middle of Mass Effect 3. You guys come check it out, 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Monday. And then Wednesday, come on back over to Pop Culture Minefields channel as we talk another great movie, and the horror thing continues as we talk about Frankenstein, The True Story. Now, this is a TV movie that came out back in the day. You guys come check it out. We're going to talk about it this Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel. Gary, Anima, and Martin will be there, and we may have some other guests there as well. We have a rotating cast of characters that show up on Wednesday evening. So you guys show up 3 o'clock p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel to talk about some Frankenstein, The True Story. And then, of course, like we said earlier, it's all about the slashers and the final girls. Our Halloween highlight this week on State of the Atmosphere at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. We'll be here. We'll check in on the girlfriend of the show, Sydney Sweeney. And we'll also check in on how Black Phone went. Is it good? Is it not? We'll see what people are talking about. Anyway, you guys come check it out. Our pop culture show every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. State of the Atmosphere. And then Friday, it's time for Sketching the Privateer, the show where you get to actually see me work on the comic book, my dream project, my project I've always hoped I could do. Now that I'm a little bit older and the kids are out of the house, I am doing it, and it's the story of America's Pirate Patriot. See it come to life every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time on my channel, and then it's back over to Pop Culture Minefields channel for Gaming Night with John as he continues his assault on Fallout Tale of Two Wasteland. And he's looking for his brain right now on the moon. Don't ask me what that means. All I know is John messes some things up with his little Energy Axe or whatever the hell it is. He's got an all melee loadout. And he's chopping stuff up. Anyway, you guys come check it out as Knock and Martin give him as much hell as possible every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then that brings us around to Sunday morning, and we'll be doing Week 8 tailgate for NFL pregame party. No early game this week. We'll be talking about that Thursday game, though. And we'll be lining out. We'll let you know everything that happened on the Saturday slate of college games. Knock likes to tell you all about that. And we will give you our ideas, what we think is going to happen in the NFL as they begin playing Week 8. So come check it out, 10 a.m. Central Time every Sunday morning. And then that brings us back around to either the Brothers Hack the Matrix, hopefully. But if Highlander is not available, then we will chill at the club again. So you guys, I want to thank you for being here, all of you. Met a new friend tonight that I really hope had a good time. Let's check in with the chat real quick before we leave. Let's see. Martin says, thank you for a great show. Or, excuse me, Keely Chow says, thank you for a great show. Keely, I got to thank you for the comments you leave every time. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Keep it up. And the rest of you need to follow suit. When we say subscribe, like, and comment, we mean it, man. It helps out the algorithm. Help us out. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Let's see. Keely Chow says, Packers fans, fuck the Bears. Also, Packers fans, stop fucking those real bears, you sick fucks. I think Keely Chow just wanted me to say fuck a whole lot because he likes to feed the ducks, as he does here. Ass effect. Yeah, see? That's all about the ass, right? He says, Sydney Sweeney, hello, nurse. And he feeds the ducks. I swear, he can't take it. He can't take it. Let's see. San Francisco in the red zone, but Mac Jones just got picked. Wow. Okay, then. I think they're going to keep battling, though. We'll see what happens. Keely Chow says you're welcome. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for being here. It's always fun hanging out with you. I'm so glad you interact with me, and we had a great show. You guys, tell everybody about the channel. Tell them they can see what's coming up on the live stream there on the page there on YouTube. And until we see you again, I want you guys... Well, wait a minute. I'm about to mess this up. Hang on. Let me get this right, because you know how we got to end this. You guys, stay through the credits. You'll have fun if you do. Look, I want to thank you guys for being here, and until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like them small, medium, or large, Titty Tuesday begins every Sunday, all the way through Monday, on Joe's Atmospheres channel. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time. And Keely Chow's feeding the ducks. Peace.